Welcome to episode 1 of Red Wine and CBD. My name is Thomas Dano. I'm joined by Jeremy Lang and Jeremy Davidson. You'll probably hear us refer to Jeremy Davidson as JD throughout this podcast. I've worked with both of these guys for a while now, and it just gets too confusing to call them by their last name. So we call Jeremy Davidson JD. So guys, we're going to talk about CBD and kind of how CBD can apply to the everyday person, right? So I think a great place to start is with your respective backgrounds. You guys are the co-founders of Queen City Green, which is a CBD company. So why don't you guys talk a little bit about who you are and how you came to have CBD a part of your daily lifestyle and what drove that passion to start Queen City Green?
JD, you want to go first?
Oh, you go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Obviously, JD and I have been friends for a while, and we've been colleagues, and we've always discussed and had a passion for CBD and also the cannabis industry. And opportunity lended itself to conversations we had. And about a year ago, we hatched the idea of starting our own CBD company and went off the whole mantra, "Why not us?" And we really use CBD, believe in CBD, and want to share our experiences and share our passion for it with many. And we started Queen City Green with the purpose of educating those that are unfamiliar with CBD and also having quality products that when you try it, you'll see how it works and it'll impact your life versus like anything else out there, there's good, bad, and ugly. And, we believe our product's very good, and it's a matter of trying it and, believing in it and continuing with it. And I think the CBD industry and our passion is growing. And, the point of this podcast is to educate. There's a lot of misconceptions out there, and our ideas are to, just tell what we believe is the truth and kind of share our stories. And we launched Queen City Green e-commerce midsummer, and we're just in the first 6 months of business, and we're learning and growing, and every day is a unique adventure in the CBD industry. So we're here to share the stories and share our passion individually and together.
Well said.
No, I think just hearing Jeremy talk about it, there's something that it sticks out to me. I am a CBD user. I take a CBD gummy daily. I find it helps with just stress levels and everything. That's some of my primary reasons. I am 26, so I don't use it really for as many of the aches and pains that I know some people deal with.
What anxiety do you have at 26 is my question, Tom.
You.
It's fair.
But no, kidding. So something that sticks out to me is kind of more of a novice CBD user. I don't want to say I'm uneducated on the topic, but definitely don't have the depth of knowledge that you guys do. So with the products you guys have at Queen City Green, the quality is what stands out. Because what I think lends to some of the stigma around CBD is that you can roll up to your local 7-Eleven and there's 5 options of CBD sitting on the counter there, but that might not be the best quality stuff, right? And I know you guys have visited with your growers and all that, so why don't you talk about some of the background that goes into the product that you're putting out there?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Really, when you think about CBD, it all kind of goes back to the cannabis plant. And so if you imagine kind of and I'm totally not a biologist or anything like that, but if you go back to the origin of the plant, you kind of like a family tree, it's going to go 2 different sides. One side's going to have THC in it, and that's what your traditional marijuana, cannabis, weed, the psychoactive element of the drug comes into play on one side with the THC. And then you've got another side without that, or it's very minimal based on federal regulations, and that's your CBD side. The CBD side has many of the same qualities and characteristics, just doesn't have the psychoactive element to it like the THC side does. So the CBD has, and coming from the cannabis plant, has incredible history of helping people with anxiety, like you mentioned, Tom, aches and pains, inflammation, stomach aches. I mean, there's just a list goes on and on and on. And that's something that we talk about when we're in person with people and get a chance online, is almost like an ailment guide of, here are the things that have been, CBD has been known to help with. And it blows your mind. I mean, it really does, all the different things that it can help with. But going back to the quality of the plants that we choose and we work with, it's important to us to have a really high quality product that we offer out. And so in doing so, all of our hemp, which is the other side of the family tree, if you would, opposite the THC side, the hemp plant, is organic. It's grown in the USA. It's tested by a third party laboratory. Every single product that we have is tested for pesticides, chemicals, metals, and different things that you just do not want to put into your body. So it goes through a pretty rigorous testing. And in fact, on our products, we actually have a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and it'll pull up the laboratory test for that product. So you can see where it measured out on each of those different categories, so that you have the trust and comfort that you are putting a high quality product that is safe for your body into your body when you consume the Queen City Green CBD. Anything else you'd add to that, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, so I think the quality of the product is one thing, and also consistency and what the cadence of taking the product is, right? So Tom, you mentioned 7-Elevens and you mentioned the Quick Trips of the world. They all sell CBD, and you can buy CBD now in drugstores. You can buy CBD pretty much anywhere. What it comes down to is the quality and then the regimen you have thereafter, right? So, anyone goes into a Quick Trip and buys a hot dog and a Coca-Cola, and they quick grab a 10 milligram pill or tab or gummy of CBD. The next day they say, "Oh, it didn't work for me." Well, it probably didn't work for you, right? Because it might not be the right dosage. It might not be good quality CBD, and it takes. I always equate it to like the allergy pill. It takes 7 to 10 days for the CBD to get in your system and actually for you to start seeing the benefits on a daily basis. Taking it one day and thinking it's going to save you for the week, it's not the way it works. It truly is a supplement to your daily vitamins and everything else and your daily routine, that when you take your multivitamin, you take your CBD, or when you take your allergy pill, you take your CBD, or you just take your CBD, right? So and there's different forms of CBD also. So we sell ingestibles, which are, tinctures, which are oils. We sell gummies, we sell gel caps, and there's topicals, which are lotions, creams, salves, and balms. And then also there's the new push for us is dog treats, which are, edible CBD for dogs. And we're finding a lot of results. It gives the same results to dogs that it does to humans. And, dogs can't tell you about aches and pains. So it's up to the dog owner or the family to take care of their dog. And we're excited about it because we believe, and we've seen, unfortunately, right or wrong, people spend a lot more money on their dogs than they do themselves. So, it's they're an extension of the family, and we're here to take care of all the family, including the pets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
go ahead, JD. Sorry.
I was just going to say, just adding on to that, I mean, one of our goals with starting this company, and we use kind of the broad term of help people, but it's not only that, but it's really just like, we want to give everybody the opportunity to live their best life. And not to be cliche, but really, I mean, if you think about when you wake up each day, you have choices of how you're going to live that day and what you're going to do that day. And sometimes if you're not feeling good, you're going to minimize how aggressive you get or how adventurous you get. And if you're goal driven and you're trying to go for, things up here and you're not feeling really good, you're probably not going to go quite that hard to reach that goal. So we want to give people opportunities to, live out their day the way they want to, and not be held back for ailment reasons, or, not feeling great. So.
Yeah, I think, in my experience of helping you guys out with a couple of events, and I know JD touched on it a little bit when he was talking earlier, but what I think it bears repeating is CBD won't get you high, right? And it also, you won't fail a drug test, right? Assuming you're purchasing quality stuff that has gone through those testing process. I know when we've met people in person, it seems to be the first question out of their mouth is, will I fail a drug test, right?
Right.
And my understanding of it is, if you do go with your 7-Eleven CBDs, or your tested the product that may not have been tested, you do open yourself up more to that possibility. So if that's something you can watch out for, you definitely want to look for the higher quality products.
Yeah, and I think, Tom, that's spot on. It comes down to education. In the past, people are not sure of what CBD is, so they automatically assume or lump CBD in with cannabis. So, if I had $1 every time someone said, "Hey, you're in the drug business," I wouldn't need to be selling CBD, because it just comes down to not uneducated people, just people with the wrong the misconception or the perception of what CBD is. I mean, my parents didn't even know what CBD was, and they're like, "Oh, it's the devil's lettuce," or all these different, whatever they're saying. And it's like, it's not it, right? So when you have to educate your parents about what CBD is, you gotta take a step back and realize you gotta educate a lot of people about it, right? So, and I think education is one thing, quality products the second thing, and then just answering questions and being 100% transparent and open with what the product is and what you're trying to do with it. And JD said it. I mean, there are so many ailments and issues that it helps, that the list is so long. It's worth exploring for many different things.
Right. Yeah, and I think a way Queen City Green has kind of put their money where their mouth is by partnering with some really top of the line athletes. Who better to showcase what CBD can do for your body than people who rely on their body to put food on the table every day, right?
For sure.
So we'll just do a real quick overview where we'll have most of these people on at some point. Tri Bourne, who is a U.S. Olympian. He was most recently in the Olympics playing beach volleyball. He is one of our CBD endorsers. Micah Herndon, who is a Marine, runs many marathons and has used CBD as ways to combat his PTSD, as well as James Rispoli, who's a reigning American flat track champion motorcycle racer, right? So just good insight and knowledge to partner with this stuff. These people bank on their bodies to get where they need to be and do what they need to do every day, and they trust the high quality CBD that Queen City Green is.
It's interesting. The more and more people we talk to on a daily basis, the more and more people we find that have either tried it in the past or are currently using it and just probably aren't open about talking about it, because there is a stigma to it, right? It's only been the last 3 years that CBD has been able to sponsor professional sports. And I think the more and more we get out there, the more and more the industry starts breaking down these barriers and educating. And this podcast, Red Wine and CBD, is not about Queen City Green. It's about CBD, right? So it's about the whole industry, and it's about how do we help the industry grow, which then in turn will help us grow. And I think having people talk about it is important. It's not taboo. It's not, Jeremy and I joke about it grows in the ground. It's harvested, dried, and sold. I mean, there's more steps to the process. I'm dumbing it down. I don't want to make it seem like everyone can do that, but we put a lot more harmful stuff in our body on a daily basis with chemicals that we don't know the long-term effects of, where CBD, it's like, eating a leaf outside.
Yeah, you probably do more damage to your body going through a drive-through, eating fast food than you do
As
taking
you've
our
learned about
products.
Chick-fil-A, huh, bud?
Yeah, unfortunately, no more, no more chicken nuggets and Chick-fil-A sauce for me, man.
Although the peppermint shakes still go too. There's nothing bad in
Peppermint
that.
shake. There was no MSG in that peppermint shake.
There was no MSG there. So, no, I think that's spot on. You wake up in the morning, most people put ibuprofen or Tylenol or aspirin, all these things that are chemicals, and CBD being natural, our products, and most of the high quality products, being 100% USDA hemp, organic, and there are a lot worse things you can put in your body, which is why I tell people just give it a shot, right? And just try it. It's all we ask. And if it's not our product, try some other product. I mean, we'd love you to try our product, but at the same point in time, get on the CBD train and give it a shot.
Absolutely. So as we kind of wrap up this just intro overview episode of this, why don't each of you talk about just your daily CBD routine, right? That's something we want to talk about, how CBD applies to people's lifestyle. So why don't you guys talk about how you use CBD on a daily basis?
I'll go first. I do our key lime tincture in the morning, just a 30 milligram dosage, and then I do our gel cap melatonin at night, and I do gummies as needed throughout the day. That's my kind of daily, and then I also use the sports cream after workouts and for aches and pains.
Yeah, I'm almost reverse of Jeremy. I do the everyday soft gel in the morning, and then a mint tincture at night. And then throughout the day, I will apply the sports cream for workouts for, aches and pains or whatever, whether it's my knees or shoulders or arms, back, whatever. So it's a pretty phenomenal product. I'm a huge fan of our sports cream, but I think the others are for that consistent daily basis, building a foundation of the product within my system. And then every night after my evening walk with the dog, Bella gets her CBD dog chew. So that's our family routine.
And I also use the salve for rosacea on my face, and I use it for eczema. For eczema for my kids. So I mean, it's truly, the products vary, but the chemical makeup of CBD remains the same. It just comes down to the dosage amount per products you buy. And one misconception you got to remember for the entire cannabis and CBD hemp industry is the bottle itself will say the total amount of CBD in the bottle, and then there'll be a dosage amount. For example, our tinctures come in 900 milligrams. So that's a 30-day supply of 30 milligram dosage at a time, which is how you get to 900 milligrams. So our gummies, I think, are 750 milligrams. So the ingestibles are what's in the entire. If you were to take that entire bottle over the course of a period of time, is what it is, and then you have your own dosage amounts. And everyone's doses. The important part is the education process. The one I'll leave on this is everyone's dosage amounts is different based on their metabolic makeup, right? So it's kind of like drinking. Everyone, some people can drink 2 beers and feel it. One person can drink 10 beers and not feel it. It just it's what your chemical makeup is and how the CBD interacts with your body, which is why consistency is important. So you understand when you see it working and when you see it don't working, you can dose up or dose down based on that.
Absolutely. Go ahead, JD.
I was going to say that's a great point. I mean, unfortunately, the cannabis world has been prohibited for so long. THC side and then CBD, as we're talking about, fairly newish to the market. So there's not a whole lot of scientific research to back up. So a lot of it is trial and error. And while we're no medical experts, we do talk about this and study it on a daily basis. And so we have a pretty good kind of running, encyclopedia within our company of what works and what doesn't work, what might be better for certain things and certain people, so again, it's not medically justified, but it is real world experience.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up, thank you everybody for listening. Please follow, subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this, and check out queencitygreen.com. It's a good companion for kind of as you go through this podcast with us. There's a blog page on there with a lot of good information about the CBD industry and just the athletic recovery, dosing information. Lots of hard work and research went into that. So they're fantastic tools. So thank you everyone for listening. We look forward to doing more episodes, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you much.